Guys, we're going to start with stimulus today. We've had those attempts at unanimous consent in the House fail early this morning, which means the House is going to try this a different way on Monday. Eamon Javers has more. Hey, Eamon.
Yeah, that's right, Carl. We saw that just within the past hour. Nancy Pelosi here trying to call the president's bluff. You remember that the president said he was upset with this relief bill because the amount of money going to individuals at $600 was too small. He said he wanted $2,000. So Nancy Pelosi said, fine, you want $2,000? I'll put that on the House floor. Well, we saw that just within the past hour. Republicans blocked the measure to increase the funding from $600 to $2,000. Republicans offered their own measure, which Democrats blocked. So now we're at loggerheads here in Washington, D.C., all that attracting the ire of the majority leader, Steny Hoyer, the Democrat from Maryland. Here's what he said.
This is Christmas Eve. Surely, the President of the United States, whether he's in Mar-a-Lago or any place else, ought to empathize with the pain and suffering and apprehension and deep angst that the American people are feeling this Christmas Eve and sign this bill.
So really not clear now, Carl, where we're going to go in terms of the negotiations. Nancy Pelosi, as you mentioned, suggests that she is going to force a vote on this next week. That is a recorded vote where every member has to stand up and say whether they support it or not. That puts Republicans in a tough position. They don't want to increase the amount of funding to $2,000, but the president says that's what he wants, and it's a key element of his objection to this bill overall. So whether or not that happens is anybody's guess at this point. There's still a possibility that the president simply backs down and allows the bill to go through and says he'll sign it. That's one scenario here, but we're in sort of uncharted waters here, guys. Back over to you.
Right. Eamon, when you look at the defense bill and the Senate Armed Services Chair saying things like this should be signed the way it has been for the past 59 years, is consensus that that veto will be overridden?
Yeah, it is. And that streak of so many years is so important to members of Congress. That's one of the last remaining bipartisan things in Washington. That defense bill gets done every year. Usually it's no problem. This time the president vetoed it, says he doesn't like the fact that they're taking Confederate names off of U.S. military bases. Also, he wanted some social media legislation in there that has nothing to do with the bill. That didn't get in there. The president said those are the two reasons why he's vetoing the bill. The consensus is that they have the votes. There was an overwhelming support, and they will override that next week. We'll see if too many Republicans peel off on both of those in the House and in the Senate, then you could have some trouble. But the margin seems to be there to override the president's veto and to put it into law no matter what he says.
Yeah, and of course we have seen a defense bill, an NDAA, that has been passed by the government for consecutively for 59 years. I think there's also some restrictions there on troop drawdowns and what the president can do there, which I think is an issue of contention as well. Eamon Javers, thank you and Merry Christmas.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.